Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial I am going to show you how we can implement swipe to delete in our React Native app. So as you can see over here, we have some list items in our screen, and if we swipe from right, then we can see there are two sections. First one is to delete the item and second one is to close this hidden section. And if we swipe more, then you can see that the delete section has been extended, and if we swipe, then this section has been deleted, right? And also we can delete it by tap onto this trash bin icon. So this is what I'm going to show you today, and this is our Android emulator. If we see in our iOS simulator, then also we can see that we have similar kind of behavior and we have same functionality, right? So let me tell you one more thing, that this tutorial is a part of a tutorial series where I'm showing you how to implement different screens of an React Native app. Like previously I have shown you how to implement this profile screen, and in this profile screen I have shown you how to implement this bottom sheet, how to implement the camera image picker facility, how to implement this explore screen with the help of React Native map. So if you haven't seen all those tutorials yet, then I would highly recommend you to go ahead and see those tutorials. I will link that playlist in the description below, or you can find that from I icon. You will learn so many things from this tutorial series. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new tutorial on this channel. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with the tutorial. So here is our project, and we are at the notification screen.js file. So we can see our app is running, and I have made some changes over here. I have added this notifications.js file in our model directory, and here you can see we have demo data for our notifications, right? So these are the array of notifications, right? And we will import that to our notification screen.js to render our notification list items. And this is our main tab screen where we have imported this notification screen, and we have this tab navigator, and also we have some stack navigator implemented as well, and that is implemented by using React Navigation version 5. And I have a dedicated tutorial series on React Navigation version 5. If you haven't seen that tutorial series yet, then I would recommend you to see that tutorial. There I have shown you how to combine all the different navigators in one app, and in this application I have implemented that navigation, so it will definitely help you to understand this project structure better. And to implement the swipe to delete functionality, we need to install a package called React Native Swipe List View in our React Native app. So here we have the installation command. Let me copy this and paste it here to install it in our app. So it has been installed in our app. Then we need to do this cd iOS pod install for iOS, and for the Android we don't need to do anything, it will auto link the project. So let me do this pod install. So the pod installation has been completed. Now let me go back to my root directory. Now we can start designing our UI. And to design this, first we need to import this swipe list view from React Native swipe list view package. So I copy this and paste it here. Now let me import some APIs from React Native quickly. So these are the React Native APIs I will use in our layout. And then let me copy paste some styling here so that our tutorial doesn't get lengthy unnecessarily. So here I have copied it. Now you can pause the video and take note of these codes. And also I will upload this code to my GitHub repo. You can find the link in the description below. From that repo you can get all of these codes. Now we will start implementing our actual layout. So now let's see the documentation. Here we can see this is how we need to implement the swipe list view. So we have imported it. Now let me implement this swipe list view using this data, render item and render hidden item. So here it will be swipe list view, and in this swipe list view we need to provide the data, we have to provide the render item, we have to provide the render hidden item. So now let me create the data first. For that I need to use local state over here. So we need to utilize useState hook. Then create a state list data. And for this list data I will use this notifications array. So I have to import that. So within model directory we have this notifications.js file. So here we need to use that notifications. For each notification item we will store the data to our state. First we want to store key for each item, and the key will be the index. Then we will use the title, and the title will be the notification item. Okay, so here I have made a mistake. So notification item dot title, and for the details of it I will use notification item dot details. So this is how I have created the data, and in this data prop I can use list data. Now for the render item I will create render item function, and similarly for this render hidden item. Now let me quickly create these functions. And this render item will accept the data and the row map prop. And here I will return an item. For that I will use visible item component. So let me create that. And here we will accept some props, and here I will return the actual item. And for the item first I will use the touchable highlight, and for the touchable highlight style I will use row front visible style. Now within this I will provide the title text and the details text for the notification. So first one will be our title. For the style of it I will use styles.title, and number of lines I will use 1, and for the actual data of it I will use the data, and that I will receive from this prop. So it will be data.item.title, and similarly for the details we need to use this detail style, and it will be item details. And now here we need to provide this data prop. Now let's see. Now after saving it we can see that we have this notification list items present over here, right? And now let's wrap this touchable highlight with another view, and the style of that view will be row front. Close this view here. Now after saving it we can see we have a proper margin from both the edges. Now we need to work on this render hidden item. So in this render hidden item we will receive data and row map similar to render items, and here I will return another component. So I will name this hidden item with actions, because we will have many actions in our hidden items. So in this hidden item we need to provide some props. So I will provide this data prop, I will provide row map prop as well, which we will receive here. Along with this I will provide close row and delete row, and for this close row I will run close row function, and I will create that within a minute. In this close row function I will provide row map and the item key. Similarly I need to provide same thing for delete row, and this function will be delete row. Now let me create this function. So here at the top I will create this close row and this delete row function, and for both of these we will receive row map and row key. So now for the time being leave these functions like this. Let's focus on this hidden item with actions component. So now here I will create this hidden item, and we will receive some props, and we will destructure this prop here. So we will receive these props, but we will mainly require these two. And let me change this name to on close and on delete. So we will receive this on close and on delete here, and then I will return the visual components. So here it will be a view, and the style of this view will be row back. And here first I will render a text, then a button. For this button style I will use back right button. Along with it I will use back right button left, because it will be positioned at the left hand side in right elements. And within it I will provide a text. The text will be closed, and after it I will create another button, and it will be back right button right. Text for it I will use delete as of now. Later I will use icons here. Now before saving, let's add some more prop in this swipe list view. As here we can see, we have two more present in this example. We have the left open value, we have the right open value, right? So I will use this. So for the left open value I will use 75, and for the right open value I will use 150. Now let's save it and check it once. So now if we swipe, then we can see that we have some elements. Okay, it's not working as expected. Let me check it. Okay, it will be minus 150 for right open value. So now let's see. So this is how it's working. It was plus 150, so that's why while we were swiping from right, that time it is positioned at this position, which is at the position of 150 pixel, right? Let me show you. If it is 120, then you can see that it is positioned at here. So from here it will be minus value, because it is pushed into the left hand side, and from left open value we are providing the positive value, so it's around 75 pixel, right? Now let's implement this close row and delete row functionality. So for the close row, it will have a functionality like if we click on this close button, then this section will be closed, and for that we have a close row method available. So here we can provide a checking. If we have the item for that key is present, then we will close that. So now save it. Now let's check. It's not working because I haven't called it here. For on press of it, we need to pass this on close prop. And similar thing for this delete as well. Let me add it. So when we will implement that, we don't have any issue. Now save it. Now let's see. So it's working perfectly. Now implement the delete functionality here. So now while deleting, first we will close the row. So we will provide this value to this function, and then we will create a new data, and new data will be copy of our list data, and we will find out the index of the item which we want to delete. We will find index of the item if the item key matches with the row key. So after finding this index, we will remove that item from our array. So I will use this new data array, and I will splice that index item, and then I will set the state with our new data. Now save it. Now let's see. Now click on this delete button. Now after clicking on this delete, I can see that it has been deleted, right? So the delete row functionality is working as expected. And from the left we have this, but currently in this application we don't have any function for this left item, so I can get rid of that. I can block the user to swipe it from left, and for that I will use disable left swipe. Now save it. Okay, it will not be left swipe, it will be disable right swipe. Now we can swipe from the right hand side, but actually we are swiping to the left. and now we don't have the option to swipe from left hand side, which is actually right swipe. And now let's add some icons here and implement some animations. While we will swipe through it, then we will have a quick animation to present that trash bin icon. And also I will implement when we will swipe far enough, then our delete functionality will be invoked. So for that we will have many other actions which we will discuss here. So for the icons I will use icon from React Native vector icons, and I will use material community icons. So instead of this text I will use material community icon, and the name of it will be close circle outline. Size of it will be 25. For the color of it I will use white color, and let me copy it for this delete icon as well, and here I will use trash can icon. After saving it we can see that it is present properly. Now let me wrap this with a view, and the style of it will be style trash. Now it is positioned at the center of it, and similar thing for this close icon as well. So now it's looking good. Now implement the animation here. That's why I have wrapped this with view, and it will be animated view to provide an animation. And here I will use some transform property, so I will paste that. So this is the animation value, and we will have the swipe animated value from our prop. Let's save it. Now let's see. So now while we are swiping, that time we can see our trash bin icon is coming, and while we are closing, that time it's getting disappeared, right? So we have implemented the animation here properly, so you can take note of this transform animation value. Now I will add some more actions which are present with this swipe list view. So I will paste those actions here, and I will discuss all of those. We don't need to use all of those in this scenario. We will use one or two, but I will mention all those things because that might be useful in your case scenario. So I have pasted some actions from here to here. So we have on row did open. When the row is open, when we are seeing these hidden items, that time this on row did open will fire. We have this left activation value, we have this right activation value, which are the value which will fire when we will swipe. When we will swipe from right to left, that time we will have this right activation value which is in minus, and while we were swiping from left to right, then we will have this left activation value, and that will be activated when we will cross this value. And then we have some other left action value, right action value. On left action, when we will cross this activation value, then we will have some action, and we can define those actions here in these functions. And we have this left action status change and right action status change as well. So we can do various kind of things depending on this status value change and this actions value. So let me implement some of those here. As you may have already guessed that we will implement this right activation value, because when we are scrolling through, currently we are positioned it to right open value at -150. When we will swipe it around this section, that time we will expand this delete section and we will delete that row on that position. So that's why I have provided this -200 right activation value, and we will use that to delete our row. So now let me create these functions quickly. So here I will paste those functions, and here by using these console logs you can see how these actions are working. But here in this application we will require on right action activated, and that we will receive in these props within this hidden item. So we will receive left action activated, right action activated from the props. Also with this we will require row action animated value, and row height animated value, and these two we will pass from this render hidden item. So for that we need to create those animated value first. So here for row action animated value I will use animated value 75, and for row height animated value I will use 60, and we have provided these props here, right? So now we can access all those here, and we will get these two by default from these hidden items. So here if our right action is activated, that means if our swipe value exceeds the value of our right action which is provided here, so right activation value, if it exceeds that value, then this right action activated will be set to true, and then only we will do an animation, and that animation will be this animation. So this will be extension animation which will be from this value to this value, and this value is the row action animated value which I have provided here. So this 75. Save this once. Now let's see. So now we can see that when we are exceeding that right activation value, that time it's swiping that element to this value. So along with this we have to do some other things. Let's implement those things. So now this view will also be animated view. Closing view will also be animated view. And along with it, now this button, this delete button will also be wrapped with animated view. Now we need to provide some values for this animated view. For the style of this view, we will use the same style which we are using here. Along with it, we will use flex value 1, and the width of it will be this row action animated value. Now let's see. So this is how our normal behavior is present. Now if we extend it, then we can see nothing extra happens, but it should extend this section to full width. Okay, now add some more values here for this wrapper animated view. For the height we will use row height animated value, and now for this render item we need to use this row height animated value. So I will create that here, and we need to pass that as a prop. Along with that I will provide another prop, remove row, and for the remove row I will call this delete row function, and here we will pass this row map and the item key. And here for the visible item we will receive those props, so it will be row height animated value, remove row, and along with it we will receive left action state, right action state. And if right action state is set to true, then we will animate some more things and we will start removing the row. Now let's save it. Now after saving it, we can see that 2 row has been removed automatically because before we have swiped those row. Now let's check it. So here we can see after swiping it's getting removed, but we have some issues as we have some warning here and we cannot see a proper animation there. So our delete section is not extending and we are not having a proper animation there. So we definitely have some issues. Let me check those things. We need to add the animated view here and provide some animation for this view as well. For the height of it, we will use row height animated value. Now save it. Let's see. Let's check this one. So now it's animating this section, but we don't have the animation for the delete icon. We have the icon animation, but not the delete section. Okay, so now if we swipe, then we can say that this animation is working. perfectly, right? And I haven't changed anything yet. I just rebuilt the project and then this animation is working as expected. But I don't know why this use native driver warning is showing over here. Previously I haven't had this kind of warning, and currently during this tutorial I'm getting this error. If you guys have any idea about it, then let me know in the comment section below. I don't have much more experience with this animated API. It will be really helpful for me and other people as well if any one of you know about this warning and how to fix it. Otherwise we can see that if we swipe, then it's getting deleted properly, right? And we have this close functionality working as expected, and this delete button also working. Also I want to add some other thing which is not related to this swipe to delete functionality. It is just the status bar. For the status bar background color I will use this color, and for the bar style I will use light content. Now after saving it, we can see that the status bar is now a little bit prominent and our animation is working perfectly. So this is the tutorial guys. I hope you have learned something new from this tutorial. If you do so, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and let me know by commenting down below. If you have any kind of suggestion for me, then also let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new tutorial on this channel. So I will see you guys in my next tutorial. In the meantime, have a great day. Goodbye.